What's going on, my broskies? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we have a showcase of the brand new Wano Lore Super Evolution. So I'd farmed a little bit on stream a little bit earlier today, was able to secure these skulls, evolved them, and I wanted to trial them out, and using a couple of different teams. We've got the first one here with double Lore, the next one is going to be Lore and 10th anniversary Ace, and then we're going to do 10th anniversary Shanks as a friend captain. And that's one of the great positives about Lore, is that the captain ability upgrade has actually given him more classes to play around with, which means that obviously in terms of hybrid scenarios, it makes him a lot better. But to get the most out of Lore, he's a very interesting captain, and you got to remember, he doesn't have an EX super or a super class, super type, etc. So using him as a captain, you are losing out on certain mechanics in the game, so that's obviously a net negative for the character. But what they've done is actually pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and jump into it. His captain ability, though, -1 cooldown to all characters. You also get Free Spirit, Fighter, Striker, Slasher, and Cerebral, getting that 5.5 times attack when you have full HP. If you're not at full HP, it's only 4.5 times. So it's a pretty big reduction, all things considered, but previously it was only Free Spirit, Fighters, and Strikers that got the attack boost, so they've added Slashes and Cerebrals to that list, which is kind of nice, but the multipliers is kind of the big issue, right? The fact that if you're at full HP, which being at full HP in a lot of content is not always going to happen. It's just not, right? So that is interesting, but it's very similar to what Wano Lore was obviously doing beforehand. I would have loved if they changed it to where if you were above 50% health, you get the big boost. I think that would have been a really nice change, but you get the big boost, 5.5 full health. If you're not at full health, it's 4.5. Now, you get the 3,000 healing at the end of each turn. With auto healing, it's 4,000. If you're running double Lore, 7,000 heal per turn. If you have a ship that gives healing, you can potentially get 8,000 healing per turn, which is pretty wild. And it also gives 25% damage reduction. So that stacks really well. You're just not taking as much damage, and you're healing for quite a lot, which is enabling him to maintain that high attack multiplier. He also makes int slots become Wano, which is kind of interesting, allowing you to generate these Wano slots for free. And generating a Wano slot on Lore himself when you launch his special is going to be very powerful, as we'll talk about in a little bit in a little moment. You also get the 30% healing at the end of each single stage, so however much damage you took, you heal back 30% of it when you move into the next stage. And of course, with double Lore, that does stack, and you get like 60% of or it's two hits of 30%, which is a lot. You heal a lot every time you move into a new stage with double Lore. And then furthermore, it says that if you have overhealed 30,000 HP, then his captain ability receives a slight upgrade, allowing you to remove 10 turns of despair. So I love that they've added an additional component to his captain ability, which does give him some usability to be used as a captain, because if he didn't have the utility, it definitely dampens his usefulness. But the fact that they've added that key piece of 10 turns of despair removal is really, really neat. The only real issue is you have to make sure that you're healing 30,000 HP before you get inflicted with that despair debuff. So you can do it via specials, if you get despaired on the final stage and you have a healing special the stage before that, that's fine. But obviously, if you're able to stall a little bit before you reach these boss stages, getting the 30,000 HP overheal with Lore on mob stages is actually really easy to do, I've found, through using him. Getting that 30,000 heal is not really that bad. It's actually kind of easy due to how much damage reduction he has and the amount of healing that he provides in his captain effect. So captain ability wise, despite the multipliers being a little wonky at times, I think that he is usable for sure, and the utility in his captain is a nice component that allows him to use in hybrid scenarios like you're seeing here with Ace. You can have Lore being a despair remover, you have Ace being a special reverse resistor, and then like Shanks can help you get rid of bind, Lore gets rid of despair. So there's cool synergies here with this character as captain. So let's go ahead and have a look at his special ability, because with Level Limit Break 5 and the 6+, they've given him a pretty nice set of skills here, allowing you to reduce one enemy's health by 10%, so he's now a damage dealing special, and then that does go through all defensive effects. He also does 200 times his attack and side damage to all enemies at the end of the turn for 3 turns, so he allows you to get around resilience on the opponent, so that's another really cool piece of utility in his special. And his special will now change all slots, including block, into matching. Previously, it was only like certain slots, like recovery or I think it was tandem slots. I think it was recovery, block, G, you know, all those types of slots into matching. But now he just straight up just says everyone gets matching slots. But then you get different effects based on the actual class of your captain. So if your captain in the captain position is fighter, slasher, striker, or shooter, Law provides you a 2.75 times orb boost for 2 turns. And then if your captain is a free spirit, driven, cerebral, or powerhouse, then you get a 2.75 times chain boundary for 2 turns. So that's pretty strong. And of course, Law being a free spirit and a slasher character, both components will be activated. So you got to be very careful if you are opting to use Law, making sure that your captain fulfills the role for both of those, you know, restrictions for his special, so you can get the orb boost and the chain boundary. Now, this is pretty much the same special that he already had. This is the key part of the special, why this character was basically used. You can use him for good orb manipulation, orb boost, and a chain boundary. This was one of the first chain boundary units in the game. I believe he was the second unit to introduce into the game with it, but this is like, when he came out, he was the best chain boundary unit in the game. 2.5 boundary for 2 turns was very, very strong. But this actually goes on a little bit further, where when you launch the special of Law, whatever slot he has after the special and the slot changes happened. So if you use his special and whatever orb he has, if it is an int, empty, block, bomb, recovery, G, super bomb, or a Wano slot or a rainbow slot, he will then go ahead and extend the duration of your chain lock status and slot effect status, which does include the one from the special. So the fact that his captain ability now generates Wano slots when you get int is actually kind of important. So you do see in a lot of these clips, I'm keeping the Wano slot on Law for as long as I possibly can, so that when I use the special of Law, he will not be able to change his own Wano slot, meaning that the orb and chain boundary from his special will last for 3 turns instead, which is very strong. And you saw that in the previous clip with Sasaki, where we had Ace as our other captain. Ace has the ability to extend orb boosts, and then you extend it with Law's own special with that Wano slot, meaning that with Ace as the captain, as the friend, we're able to get a 4-turn orb boost, so we can carry it over multiple stages and through a revive mechanic as well. So that was a really, really cool effect that you could abuse. And of course, with 10th anniversary Ace specifically, if you use Ace's special while you have an orb boost, you get the conditional boost instead. So there's really cool synergies there, just with Law and the Ace character. But this is where I think the Law is going to be the most valuable, is he's not really going to see that much play as a captain, but using him as a sub for orb change, orb boost, chain boundary, and now the ability to get around enemy resilience is incredibly strong. So while I don't think he is the best super evolution that we've seen in 2024, I do think that it is honestly a pretty solid super evolution, all things considered. But that's just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this one. It is a little bit of a shame that we didn't get an EX Super or a Super type upon super evolving. That would have definitely made him go over the top. I would have loved to have seen that type of effect, but you know, it is what it is. But I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video today, and if you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.
勝利も敗北も知り、逃げ回って涙を流して